Hey, this is Trader Travis with another Trade Alert Tuesday video where I outline the current trades I'm in, as well as walk you through what I see in the stock market. Now, from this point on, and probably for the next 10 months, I will be announcing my important admin note, and that is I step aside as lead trainer on February 14, 2015, and then one of my assistants, Jenny, she's actually a former student of the program, she takes over from that point. Now, I particularly picked this date for a reason. This is the date my father passed away on, and every year on that date I do something really big for students, like give away a huge bonus or something like that. And I'll talk more about that here in a second. But Jenny is one of the former students of my program. She's actually better trader than me, better at customer service. So you are in great hands. You will be in great hands, actually. And if you have a particular fondness for me, you'll also like her. We think somewhat alike. We've had the same experiences as far as getting scammed with other businesses. And so she has that compassion just like me about treating people right and making sure people succeed. A lot of people want to know the big reason why, and it's pretty simple. Our family's going through a transition period, and, you know, for this one time in my life, I'm actually smart enough to know that I really won't be available to give you the attention you deserve. So I asked Jenny if she can step up. She will have that time. My wife and I have decided to homeschool our kids, and we want to go on more family, friendly missions trips and be more active in the community and do some traveling to teach our kids. And so I won't be available in the capacity I am now. I will still pour into people's hearts and lives until the day I die. So I'll find some way, some shape, or some form to pour into your life. But I recognize I won't be available to be a full-time coach. So I've asked Jenny to take over for me on that date. So you have me for about a year. Now, real quick, I just want to give her a training recap. All my training material is staying up. I'm not actually taking that down. At that date, though, I don't know if I'll take any new students, but any students that are currently a part of our program, the material is going to stay up. We have two programs, the Success Academy and a mini course. The Success Academy students, they'll have about 3 years of live Q&A calls. And then, I'll leave it up to Jenny if she wants to do more Q&A calls. But in the last 3 years, I've answered just about every question that can be asked about options trading. And that's for our Success Academy students. Now, our mini course is one of our newer courses. We've only had it for about a year. It's a more basic introductory course. And per Udemy's terms of service, I have that training hosted on another platform. And according to their terms of service, those students have lifetime access. But of course, we can't provide lifetime support. So Jenny, we agree that every student will have at least a year of support, and that will absolutely 100% be honored. So again, you have me for about another year, and February 14, 2015 is the official date I step aside as a head coach. And then after that, Jenny takes over, and she will pick up where I left off. And so, it's been a great run. I wake up every morning excited that I get to share this gift of option trading with you. And so in my transition, I want to see if you can help me out with my 10K in 10-month campaign. Now, before I transition to the next phase of my life, I want to see if you can help me reach 10,000 people within the next 10 months. So if you have any friends or, family members, please, I'm not talking about joining my program because we only can handle, a certain number of students, but send them to the website. I want to make sure at least 10,000 people within the next 10 months know about the power of options and know there are other choices, out there for their investments. They don't just have to settle for the pitiful stock market returns that most mutual funds provide, and that there are ways to actually make money when stocks go down, when stocks go sideways, and not just be a one-trick pony where you only make money when stocks go up. And so, what I decided is, if you can help me out with this 10K and 10-month campaign and you refer as many friends as you want, if you have a blog, Facebook, Twitter, just send as many people as you can to TraderTravis.com. And if you can help me out this, what I've decided to do is I actually had one of our, members send me an email just saying, give me some history here. But here at the bottom, he said, hey, even after you retire, it would be great if you record some tap videos here and there. And that's Trade Alert Tuesday. And I said, you know what? That is a great idea. And if you can help me with this 10K and 10-month campaign, I'll consider doing that. What I'll do is I'll take all of you all's suggestions within the next 10 months. If you have other suggestions of how you want me to pour into your life, go ahead and send them to me. And what I'll do is collect them all, And then on that date, when I step aside, February 14, 2015, I'll reveal what I'm able to do. I can't promise I'll be able to do all of them, but I will consider that. And so if you can do that, I'd really appreciate it. And I hope that something I've taught you or, on the free course, anything I've ever said has added value to your life. And if you can also bless your friends with that same gift. Now, let me go ahead and move on to, the topic of today's tap video. And that is, how are you doing so far this year? This is a question I asked a few months ago, and I wanted to know, what's your investment performance so far this year? If you are actively invested, do you have mutual funds? Have you been tracking that? Because it's important for you to keep track of how you're doing on a month-to-month basis, so that way you don't wake up 1 year, 5 years, 10 years down the line and realize, you know what, I haven't hit my investment goals. It's something you need to keep track of. You see if you're underperforming or you're on track with your investment goals. Essentially, how much money have you made thus far this year? Now, in the name of full transparency and integrity, I haven't done that well this year. If you've been a TAP member for a while, you may have watched my video last week where I said, I'm actually losing money for the year. So I am underperforming. All right. So right now, my long-term account, I trade in 2 accounts for our coaching program that I model trades. The same strategies students are learning, I go ahead and trade those because I teach what I do what I teach. So I model the strategies in real life with a real money portfolio. And so according to my performance, I'm only up 2% in one of those accounts, and the other account, I'm down 8%. Now I have students doing way better than me. A lot of students who've emailed me say, I'm up 16%. One guy said he's up 19%. I kind of like that. In the beginning, I admit my pride had a trouble with that. I'm like, oh, they're doing better than me. But now I like that because they're learning from my mistakes and standing on my shoulder. And so according to my standards, I'm underperforming. But according to, national statistics, I'm actually doing okay. But, I try not to judge myself by, other mutual funds or things like that, but according to my own standards. And the reason I say according to national standards, I may be doing okay, because if you look here where this little circle is, that's where the market S&P 500, which is the benchmark that most mutual fund managers try to beat, it started the year here. And if we draw a little line all the way across, you can see that essentially, since January, we're now in April, the stock market has gone essentially nowhere. It's slightly up now, and that's just based on the last 2 days. But prior to the last 2 days, the stock market for the first 4 months of the year has gone nowhere. Yes, it's been some action. It stayed flat for about a month, went down, came back up, and then pulled back here to this line of support. Now it looks like it's just kind of bouncing off support and maybe bouncing higher. So for 4 months, it's gone nowhere. So if you look at that, you can see my performance is about, where it should be according to the general market, at least in the long-term account. The short-term account is down a little bit, but I should be able to recover that here in the next few months. Because based on what I see on the chart, it just looks like the market is actually just bouncing off support. And based on these 2 days of price action, I anticipate it going up here in the next week or so. Not guaranteed, but based on my experience with reading stock charts, that's just what I see. Normal ebb and flow here. It's been incredibly frustrating, though, to work and trade for 4 months and really not make any money. My long-term account, yeah, I'm making money, but my short-term account, I'm down. So it is incredibly frustrating, but this is something you rarely ever hear from other people, is that this is normal. And I've actually been here before. I pulled up some of my old trades from 2011. You can see here in April, I lost money. May, I lost money. June, I lost money. Then I came back in July and actually made money. So for 3 months, I did a lot of work for 3 months. Imagine going to your job and working for 3 months and not getting paid. It's actually happened to me before, but just imagine that. How would you feel? So as a full-time trader, I always tell people either have multiple streams of income or have some money saved up, because a lot of people have these false assumptions that when you invest, you can make X amount each month. I get emails all the time. Well, how much would it take to make $5,000 a month? Or I want to make $500 a day. And I'm like, it doesn't work out that way. In a matter of fact, I'll load up an older video where I was teaching students that trading is like working on commission. Some months are great, some months are bad. It's like a yo-yo, and you have to be prepared for that. A lot of people approach this like you're going to make a certain amount each month or make money each month, and it doesn't always work out that way. And so I've been here before, and I was naked in front of my students, and they watched me lose this money 3 months in a row. In case in point, in April, even though I lost, in 2011, even though I lost money 3 months in a row, guess where I ended up the year? Up 31%. So I lost money for 3 months in a row, and that wasn't my only losing month. I lost money here in January too. Let's see what other months I lost money on. Let's see, come down here. So it looks like I lost money in October, and then I stopped trading for the year. I actually didn't even trade for November, December, because I hit my profit target for the year. So I didn't even trade the last 2 months of the year, November and December. So looking at that, I lost money 5 months out of the entire year, and I didn't even trade the entire year. I only traded 10 months out the year. So I lost money for 5 of those months. I made money for 5 of those months. Still ended the year up 31%. So I wasn't even had a winning ratio. So imagine that. And so that is the reality of options trading and being a full-time investor. You can't have that mindset that you're going to make X amount of percentage each month and it's going to be consistent. So what I want to do right quick is load up an older video where I was sharing a somewhat of the same message, but just said it in a different way. So let me load up that and I'll be right back. I just want to let you know that this is the good, bad, and ugly, and this is trading. What most people don't realize is that what you're seeing now, we had great beginning of the year, lost money this last month. This is trading, and most of this is done in private. Nobody ever sees this. You just know that Warren Buffett is the world's richest investor. You just know that people trade full time, but you never see, when they lose money. You never see, how their accounts fluctuate up and down in value over the weeks or the months. Over a long period, Warren Buffett has made money, but people don't get a peek at his inside life at the times he's lost money. So I hope you all are finding some value in it. I feel naked. This is a reality show. But if you stick with this group, you'll learn more and, you'll get to see real world experience and how trading is like working on commission, and it will give you more realistic expectations for your own trading and help you learn how to cope with this market so that you don't get emotional, you don't give up, you'll just understand, hey, this is just how the game works. And then at the end of the year, you will see our performance and you will remember, you'll have all these videos to go back to. You'll be like, wow, he's right. We start off great. We had a low point mid-year and we finished the year strong. And so, okay, I'm back. So I hope you can appreciate that message. But mainly what I'm trying to convey to you is I've been here before, where I'm losing money. And I am not the least bit worried at all. I don't like particularly being down on my account. It's very rare that I'm actually down on my accounts and losing money. But I've been here before. And I know that eventually the market will sort itself out and my performance will recover. Same as last year's trades. I was up 64%. So, I had a 64% return on my money last year, which some people think is unheard of. But for me, I'm like, well, that's the reality when you invest in options. They have that leverage potential. And I didn't even have a winning, investment ratio. That was in a long-term account. The short-term account was only about 55. And most of the time I have a losing win ratio, which means I lose money on more trades than I make money on. And you still can have this type of performance. Again, most people have unrealistic expectations about options and really don't know how it plays out. And so that's why I really like teaching students. So when they enroll in our course, they're not with those pie in the sky expectations. They know 100% what to expect. And when you know what to expect, you can handle markets like this and not get all emotional and frustrated and give up. You could be like, you know what? I've got my big boy pants on. I can't complain anymore, even though I was complaining last week. Now I have my big boy pants on. I'm like, I'm at peace. This is the name of the game. This is just how things play out. And so again, to recap, based on what I see, I think actually the market will start recovering here in the next few weeks. And I don't know if it'll stay stagnant here like it's been, but you do have my word that, no matter what, win, lose, or draw, you will see reality here. I'll show you reality if I'm making money or losing money. If I start making money, what am I doing? Because right now I'm pretty much in all cash. I'm only in one trade right now, which is actually not even one of my best trades. It's Starbucks, and I'm just having an emotional attachment to this stock. I won't even recover my reasons why, because it's just pointless. It's just one of those things, we always have those one stock we certain like. For some people, it's Apple, others is Amazon. For me, it's Starbucks. And so, often I'll take a trade in Starbucks, and it's not even one of the best type of trades. So that's really the only trade I'm in. Oh, actually, I'm in one more. It's a car. It's Avis Budget. And so that's a directional trade where I make money when it goes up as a call option. But other than that, that's it. So I am actually waiting for the market to sort itself out. I can't get a good gauge on the market. And as I often tell students, if you can't get a good gauge on the market, why risk my money on it? If I can't figure out where the market is headed, CNBC can't figure out, they're even kind of like surprised that here we are in the first quarter of the year and the market has gone nowhere. If we are not confident in what the stock market is doing right now, why risk my money in it anymore? I've already risked enough. Now it's time for me to sit back, practice patience. Patience equals profits. And what people don't realize is that cash is a position. A lot of amateurs don't realize this. A lot of amateurs get frustrated by that. Cash is a position. Warren Buffett understands it because he stayed in billions of dollars cash while everybody else is scooping up stocks left and right. And then when the last market crash hit, that's when Warren Buffett got off of his cash and started investing. Right here when everything was on sale, everything was cheap, and everybody was scared. Everybody else was running away from the fire. He ran towards the fire. And that's how wealth is built, when you do the opposite of what the mass public does. And so right now I have to do the opposite of the mass public. The mass public may be frustrated and giving up, or trying to force trades or investments and forcing the market to do what it wants. But instead, I have to sit back and be patient. And most people aren't willing to be patient and aren't willing to sit on the sidelines for 3 or 4 months while they wait for a good opportunity. It is incredibly difficult, but if you're able to do it, it is also incredibly rewarding because you'll make a lot of money. So that's all I have for you this week. And so I'll touch base with you next week. So until then, take care. Remember, if you have any friends or family, please just go ahead and send them to tradertravis.com. All right. Take care. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.